don't know what they say. Maybe they say no man is not. But one thing is true is it all has to do with being cordial. A lot of time we agree to be agreeable. You know, we don't really believe things. And that's one thing I realize, that people don't really believe stuff. They just go along with things. You could be, you know, it's like the thing that I was watching, and Daniel Dennett was talking about something. He was mentioning that he knew these people who were like priests or clergy or people in some particular religion who were like heads of particular churches, of you know, like in a congregation of a church. This person might actually be a clergyman, for example, but he's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God, but he's kind of doing this because he doesn't know anything else. It's like people who are trained to do one particular type of job. They hate this particular job. They don't even believe in the job, but they're there because it's the only thing they know how to do. And so you can't admit, in a funny way, someone like closet atheist. You're an atheist, but you know it would be devastating in your life to come out of the closet. I think, you know, sometimes I wonder in life, you know, how many people are closeted in many areas, not just religion, not just sexuality, but there are many other areas in which people can be closeted. Even in politics, you know, like in my family, for example, when my brothers, I remember when President Ford was running for president, he didn't win, but because Jimmy Carter won that year. But when my brothers voted for Ford, and Ford's a Republican, oh my God, my father went off. He went off because, you know, we vote Democrat. Oh no, you don't. Oh, he didn't quite. He was just short of disowning them for voting Republican. It's just funny how people can be like that, how things can be like that. There are a lot of the areas where people are closeted, whatever. If you like certain kind of music, I used to be criticized and harassed because I like music, what people would call, quote, white music. You know, I was just thinking the other day, I was listening to REO Speedwagon. And I grew, you know, when they were popular, like in the 80s, I was in my 20s. And I really loved that music. I was enjoying it, and I still enjoy it. I got a CD of their greatest hits, and I'm just really enjoying the songs. And I remember this one woman, my ex-sister-in-law, really criticized me for listening to that music. You're not supposed to listen to that, you know, because that's like white people music. And I'm thinking, to me, when I listen to music, if something sounds good to me, it sounds good to me. I don't care what color the singer is. I don't care what their color is, what their religion is, what their nationality is, what their sexual preference is. I don't care. Good music is good music. I listen to music from every race and every color and everything else. But I'm only supposed to listen to music by black musicians. That's the only thing I'm supposed to listen to. So I wonder how many people are closeted everything, you know. If you're white and you listen to black music. In the old days, there was a problem, you know. Because it used to be that, like, say, in the early days of rock and roll, when a black musician would make music, they wouldn't put that artist picture on the cover of the album because they knew that the kids love it. They didn't care if the guy was black. They just loved the good music. You know, the white kids, they would buy the albums and, you know, they bring it home, play it, and whatever. The parents might, you know, they wouldn't even think much of it if they didn't see the picture of the person on it. But if you put a picture of Little Richard or Chuck Berry on an album, it's like, oh my God, it's just like there would be a big fight in the house. So the marketers at the record company knew not to put their pictures on it in the early days. And it's just so funny how you have to hide what you like. And I always felt that people shouldn't have to hide something. If you enjoy something, if you like something, and it doesn't fit somebody's ideal, so what? As long as you are not hurting other people. And I mean hurting people like killing somebody, poisoning people, doing stuff, you know, hurting like hurting somebody's feelings because they don't like what you know, as far as I'm concerned, fuck that. I don't care. You know, I'm going to say what I say. I know a lot of people will watch my videos who know me. And they will be upset. Religious people will be upset by what I say. Atheists will be upset. So I'm the equal pisser offer. of people. I piss everybody off. Not that I'm trying to, but I just come out of the closet and be what I am. You know, I am me. I don't like hiding what I am. I don't like living in the shadows. And I don't think anybody in any area should be that way. I don't think people should live in the closet. You should just be yourself. That's a very difficult thing. And to me, I kind of realize it takes a lot of courage to be yourself. It takes a lot of courage to just come out and live and just do the things you really like to do. You know, I do a lot of things that I enjoy doing. I think that there is truth to what Joseph Campbell said. And I think about that because I love his stuff. I love the books that he has and the series that was on TV, the thing, The Power of Myth. You know, follow your bliss. You know, I was mentioning something earlier today, by the way. Religious people don't like to admit, but this book right here, the Bible, really is a book of myths. It's myth. It's mythology. However, to me, that doesn't really make it bad. As long as you frame it that way, it's perfect. But to parade it as science and actual historical fact, no. You know, that episode that Penn and Teller did called Religion is Bullshit, or the Bible is Bullshit, or something like that, they were actually correct in what they were saying. It's a book of myths. It's stories, myths, things like that. If you take it that way, no problem. But when you start parading it as science or historical, accurate historical facts, that's when people struggle. That's when you have problems. Because you're ignoring everything that you experience. You're ignoring every bit of real evidence of things. I don't ignore evidence. I don't ignore the facts. A myth is a good thing. It's good in the framework of a myth. When you take it as a myth, it's okay. It is a myth. The stories are meant to illustrate a point. That's all. To illustrate a point. To show something. Just like any type of literature. I can look at a lot of Shakespeare's writings and see a lot of good things. But, you know, when I say all this stuff, of course I'm going to be, you know, people are going to just I'm going to be tarred and feathered for saying that. You know, I just say what I say, and that's it. I think that's what makes me feel good, was when I can speak my mind and say what I'm saying. I think I learned a lot of stuff from ZJ. You know, ZJ just says what he's thinking, and he says what he feels. And that he actually inspires me in many ways. I'm not an atheist, but I'm actually inspired by the fact that he gets out there and he says what he says, and he's going to be himself and dresses the way he dresses and does what he does and say, look, this is me. You know, and if you don't like it, you know, so what? I'm just going to be myself. And that's when you find your greatest joy and your greatest bliss. But what I was mentioning about Joseph Campbell is that what he said, follow your bliss. That's when you're happy. That's when you will find happiness. Follow your bliss. Do the things that you really enjoy doing. You know, unless you're a serial killer, then don't do that. But other than that, you know, do the things you really enjoy doing.